Yeah, I'm on the bank of the Yamuna. It's the 13th, and I'm going to try something. I've actually trained bulls, and I know how much energy they give. And I'll explain later on. Somebody will be taking the video and seeing what I can do with this bull over here. Yeah, this is an old bull, but he's come from a different place, and he's come into our area. These animals, their eyes, they provide oxytocin. In other words, their eyes transmits a hormone for oxygen within the body. They're not just any animal. So I'll see if I can get close to him. I already did this morning and he almost hit me 3 times. Come on, don't go away from me. Get back to me. Hey. Come on. If I get too close, it hit me hard. Oh. Come on, baby. Come on, get this thing. Come on, baby. Whoa. Whoa. About all the fun you can have today. Just a little while ago, he actually hit me with his horns. But I'm getting old. I can't get out of the way so easy. Okay, sorry. Well, we're now back into the ashram, and I'm going to check and see if I can show you some photos of the Baal goddess that we used. Give me a moment here. Okay, there's Vidaleshwara, there's Shonaka, there's Krishna Valasini, and this Baal, these are Swiss, brown Swiss oxen. And these brown Swiss oxen, they started in Charlotte, North Carolina, and took us all the way down to Miami Beach, the temple at Miami. At that time, Miami had already moved from their Collins Avenue, the hotel, and they had their new place. And we arrived on the disappearance date of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I think it was July 10th. Yeah, July 10th, 1991. We started our walk from Boston. Okay, I don't want to get into too many details. I just want to concentrate on these boys. These boys have a lot of energy. And we made shoes for them out of the tubes of tires because nobody knew how to shoe them. So we would tie tubes of tires mostly on their front feet where they dig in, because they would wear out their hoof. And they did good with those tubes. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, just to show you, Buddy After America was in at least 90 newspapers. We had so much coverage. Krishna Valasini would go out so much on the East Coast. On the West Coast, there was a buy. He helped us out, but I'm just trying to, at this point, concentrate on the oxen. And here's Shri Shri Nitai Gora Sundar. Maybe hard to see some of this, but this is our Baal. Yeah. And we got these. Actually, Ambarish sent us a donation. Ambarish Prabhu, he sent us a donation to purchase these two boys here. And as you can see, we're in a Spanish-speaking area. It may be Nicaragua or El Salvador. We did a lot of walking in El Salvador and Nicaragua. We actually gave them names. This is the ones that were in Latin America, starting from El Salvador all the way down to Panama City, Panama. And Yagya, let's see, Yagya and Dharma. Now these bulls are shoed professionally, so we didn't have to do anything with them, but still there's always some trouble. So this is a 2 ox, but one of the ox got hurt and we had to take him off, and only one ox was pulling, so we had to rearrange everything and do with whatever money we collected as we walked. Okay. Of course, you gotta mention the cook. Yagya Book is here. He was the cook. I don't even know how he cooked in Central America, but he cooked for us. And also he went on Harinam with us. He's living in Veracruz right now. Somewhat of a bad picture here, but this is coming right into the north part of Florida, St. Augustine. And then I think it took about 2 months or 3 months to get down to Miami. Yeah, here's you got to put a picture of them, you know, and Srila Prabhupada there. Shishi Nitai Gaura Sundar Ki Jai and Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. You got to put them in because, you know, they're the ones that actually help make the whole program come together. And Lokanath Swami. There's a good shot of the cart. We tried to make it as light as we could. We did have a backup. Krishna Vilasini would run the backup. Sorry, I just put this picture. I didn't even understand it was in the back. Yeah, that's me. And that's the stool going in the Vrindavan gutters. Yeah, that's me cleaning the stool because there was 18 days of no workers. So I cleaned around the outside of Radha Damodar and places like that. And I cleaned around. This is near where I was staying at. And I'm not used to it. So I got a not a typhoid. What was that? Jaundice. I got so heavy a jaundice that somebody from about a few yards away could tell that I was yellow. And they just told me, please go back to your house and stop this. But this was brought from South India by somebody that saw the this picture got all the way down to South India. And they brought the picture with them to show me that, because they lived near me. So they showed me how I was cleaning the gutters. Yeah, there's the backup group that did so much work, and I don't even know how they ever stayed on it. Many times we didn't have any money. And if you look at it, this is Costa Rica. Costa Rica is famous for that artwork that's in the background. So we took a picture to show that artwork and show everybody we were in Costa Rica. Yeah, you know this is a battle. Sometimes even the GBC would get upset So somehow or other, the GBC of that area called me up, and I was in a restaurant. I don't even know how the phone call got to me. So when I lifted the phone up, the GBC told me that I'm not allowed to go into the country of Belize, because that country of Belize is supervised and maintained by another devotee that does not want me to enter. So I told the GBC, I'm already in that country, that was Belize, and I'm already going to be going out of the country in a few days, but if he'd like, he can come and talk to me. We had a nice time in Belize. I talk English in Belize, but not for that. Just a lot of people were very helpful in Belize. I just can't pass these pictures by. And just really quick, this is not a bale. This is not an ox. Our ox is over here, Israel. And I designed this rickshaw because I don't like those high rickshaws, and I like the lower rickshaw, easier to get on. But mechanically, the effort that the rickshaw person has to do for pedaling at this angle is harder. So it's better a high rickshaw. But they fall over many times and people get hurt. But this is the India Gate in New Delhi. And yes, we've walked across all the way from Mayur. I think it was Mayur 2 in Noida. In the Noida area, we walked from Mayur 2 Vihar, Mayur 2 Vihar, and now we're in the middle of Delhi, and we're going south to Vrindavan. So, yeah, so it just shows that I like the feeling of Padayatra is just, there's just something else to it. No matter how to do it, do it. Whatever you have to do, do it. You have to depend on the people around you. You have to. You're forced to depend. That's Venu. I never was able to train him to be a Baal. You know, I never wanted to. He was really something else. He gave me a fight one time. I was in his corral just feeding him, and all of a sudden, I looked down and I saw his horn between my legs. And I went, oh no. Of course, he threw me up. Then he was going to come up at me again, and I was able to get up against the tree. And in that way, he can't hit me with the horns. But he was going back and forth with his horns trying to grab me. I wouldn't even tell anybody to do these kind of things, but these give you a lot of energy. These animals are not just like any other animal. Gotta get you a shot of Lokanath Swami. Excuse me. Yeah, here's Lokanath Swami. So many newspapers. Also the Bullocks that were in. This is one of the Bullocks. There was two of them that were in New Vrindavan. They also came out, but not for a long distance. They just came out for a few days of walking. Now there's the Washington Times. This is Washington, D.C. These are the Bullocks that came from New Vrindavan. For them, they walked a great distance. they at one time, you know, I did the middle of Washington D.C. at least 3 or 4 times, but I was always trying to plan it when the Rath Yatra of Potomac would take place in Washington D.C. because that walk is just a small walk, but it's the most important parts of Washington D.C. And to get my bullock in sometimes gave a little trouble, but after about the third time of me coming, they didn't even care if I came or not. they would check for all kinds of shots. They would check for everything because they can't stop. There's a law in the United States. It's a federal law. And it protects, it's an incredible federal law that protects the animals, you know, like sheep, goat, you know, not just dogs, and cows. And that you can walk them through cities. You can't take them on major highways. That's just logical. But the city grounds is open. In all our walk in the United States, we had a lot of times, you know, bumping heads with the authorities, you know. But the only place was Columbus, South Carolina. They blocked the road. They didn't care what I said. They said that I wasn't going through their town. And then they threw our ox inside a cattle truck. And as the man was going around, what happened is the man almost had a wreck, and he had to stop real fast. And one of the bullocks got its leg really badly hurt. Not busted or anything, but scratched badly. So, you know, we didn't think that was very good, that the police made us go all the way around and not go through the city. Through the city would have been so easy. All the way around was a long ways. Okay, that's just one time they really broke us up. That's a good shot. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a nice shot of our ox cart, our bullock in our ox cart. Here they call it the Bailgadi. The deities would stay during the walk, and then we put them into the bus. We had a bus, and that was a lot of equipment, a lot of things were in that bus. This was on the East Coast, and that's a Los Angeles RTD. It helped us out on the West Coast, but this is the East Coast. That little bus helped us out a lot. We had to give it a goodbye in Alachua, and you know, the end of the walk to Miami. Well, we finally got to the big boy. Yeah, pediatra. He's pediatra. Actually, pediatra in 1989, around July, around July 4th celebration, we reached Badger, and he was born at that time. 6 years later, yeah, I was given that bull. Maravista, he was taking care of that bull. And to train a 6-year-old bull to pull a cart is very difficult. But me and him made a lot of progress. Well, I don't know. Sometimes he hit me hard. There's one thing about him. He loved to hit me with his he loved to hit me with his horns. If he got a chance, he'd come up to me and just hit me down on my head with his horns. It was like a love tap. After being here in India for a maybe 5-year period on a extended visa, what they call an entry visa, we went back, and at Sadananda's farm, Padayatra was there living his life out. And after 6 years, he saw me, or he even smelled me, but he just came up to me. And I said, okay, I'll make like I don't see him. See what he does. So he came up to me and lowered his horns on my head. And I said, yep, that's my Padayatra. we had a old what do you call it, a bread van that was only supposed to be made for anything up to 1 ton, or let's see, 1,000 pounds, half ton, because a bread truck. Well, he's over 2,000, so he would. One time he broke the axles. Oh my God. Anyways, he served a lot, incredibly a lot. He served in Miami. He served in all the way up to New York, and even New York. Yeah, we brought him up for the New York Rath Yatra, and I had a little confrontation with the authorities of the temple. Not the authorities of the city. The authorities of the city gave me full go. But they had a confrontation because, they're thinking that this person's going to take away our people. And we're doing this all for our people. Oh, what the heck. So I said, okay, what I'll do is I'll take Padayatra in New York City up to 72nd Street, where Srila Prabhupada had stayed. So it's an off-road, but it runs right into Central Park. So Central Park is pretty busy. So I said, that's what I'll do. I'll just park the van right there, break down Padayatra and also my little Gaudi, and then we'll go. Well, as soon as I got Padayatra all hooked up, police were there. And they were ready to, tell me no. And I was trying my best to, at least he walked the block. 77th Street for a block. Padayatra walked in New York City also. So he's a big boy. He walked in Chicago. He walked in, you go up and down, New Orleans, he walked in New Orleans. He walked in Miami. He walked in Alachua. Really an accomplished person. Yeah. Fine little boy. He could even remember the sound of his bread truck. Because the bread truck, I wasn't taking care of it. But one day, I just, got the motor running and everything, and just went up at the farm in California. And when I passed by where he stayed, he was on the other side of the fence, all the way on the other side of the corral. And when he heard his van being revved up, he ran, like saying, where you going without me, Because whenever he got into that van, he got good food. People would bring him, like bags of carrots. And in Dallas and Houston, they brought mangoes for him. And he just ate like to his heart's content, Yeah. He was like a king. There's so much to say about podiatra. Yeah. He left his body in Texas, the Texas farm that Sarananda has in Sydney, Texas. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's see if there's. I'll see if there's any other. Hey, yeah, just to show the devotees, there's no end to podiatra. That's just a card. This is Jamaica, and you know, we got so much good support in Jamaica, and we were in Kingston. We were not in the tourist part, but we were in Kingston with podiatra. There's so much to say about it. I wanted to also say one, that when podiatra, we went to, I'm trying to remember what town it was. Oh, I can't remember. There's so many different pastimes that we had. And I have to admit that it's heaviness, understanding, that we did it, meaning it's gone, But you still remember how it was hard, but you still remember how beautiful you felt. So today, I was walking from Gopinath Bhavan over with my milk, and that new bull came out. And I hadn't seen that bull. So I said, let's see what he does. And I didn't know him. And what I wanted to do was look in him in the eye. When you look in the cow or the bull in the eye, you just see a black ball. But that eye is really concentrated. If you can get his vision, it's really concentrated. And all animals can affect you, but the bull is like a powerful animal that can affect the use of, I may not be pronouncing it right, oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone that helps produce oxygen for the body. Well, I said my body needs this, so I tried to get a little fighting. Because my oxen knew me, but still, they get a little bit upset. I could go up to their front leg and grab it from the hoof and pull it up and make them kneel down. that one was a good. And they knew I liked to do that. So one time, I think it was Dharma in Central America, he was thinking, oh, Shonaka's going to do this. So when I grabbed his hoof and pulled it up, yeah, he knelt down. He threw himself down on top of me. And I found myself underneath Dharma. He said, I'm not going to just kneel down. I'm going to throw myself up against Shonaka. Oh, so many instances like that. They're just like something else. But I tell you, you're missing out. Don't try it. You may get hurt. Oh, but I wouldn't miss it. I mean, I wouldn't miss a chance. I wouldn't miss the chance to get close to a bull. And you can pet it, feed it, or something like that. But when you get a bull to exchange with you, oh, it's just another world. And that bull, he draws out all the bad energies. So he draws out the bad energies of me also. So serving the bull, I don't have to say so much, because we know he's Dharma. We know him as Dharma. So just being around him, taking care of him. Yeah, you pay somebody else to do it and everything, but you're missing out on the best part. And the best part is the exchange, the personal exchange. You could see that just the second time he already knew what I was going to try to do. And he knows that I wanted him to see me. So he would even squint his eyes. Yeah, I was watching him, he'd squint his eyes. Oh, this guy wants me to see him. He wants to bring attention to him, you know. So he was just squinting his eyes and turning his face. So he's just like, so this entity has got a high consciousness. He just met me maybe 15 minutes before, and he already could recognize me. When I was walking down the beach, I saw him. He could recognize, oh, here comes that same person. This shows a very high consciousness. He's conscious of the atmosphere that he's around. Yeah, that bull is fantastic. I don't want to say he's more fantastic than Padiatra, but maybe because he's in Vraj. But yeah, so you start understanding, you start accepting. You know, your mind does not accept that humans aren't superior and the masters of everything. You know, that's how you're just inbred after so many generations of bodies. You're inbred like that. But you have to start gnawing at that. You have to gnawing at that means just like taking it down. It's a lie. And you have to look, and how you do that? You look for consciousness in everything. And you try to give a conscious response to everything. Not just, okay, this is a dog, okay, that's a bird, that's this, you don't give responses like that. You give a conscious, they can pick it up. A bird knows its atmosphere. It's very conscious of even if other animal steps on a branch that they are on and they're not seeing that animal, they know he's there. Even if it's their time for sleeping or something like that, they know that the animal is there. They're very conscious. Different animals have different senses that go out and are very conscious. We just take a look at all these different animals and try to look for consciousness. Because why? Because consciousness is eternal. And we want to observe the eternal. We want to observe the eternal in everything. The presence is there, and we know, but we want to not just say verses, but we want to observe how eternality is there. Okay, anyways, I have to say I had fun today. So look at the description and you'll see the link for that hormone. And of course, you'll see the link where I'm asking a donation. I think you've heard it enough times, you know. Click the like button. Even if you don't like it, click it. It helps me out. Yeah. I get up to about maybe 20 people, you know, that appear on YouTube. A lot are seeing in other places. Yeah. But I thank anybody that can make it through one of my videos. I thank them for, you know, coming into it.